RC Robbin. This is Gaming with RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. This is game number 107 of a 162 game regular season. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. Let the computer run the bases for me. And I call play-by-play. So let's get this started. Let's start it up. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, leading the National League in batting here in the 2 months of the season left. These are the starting lineups. It's the first game of a 3-game set at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. These are your lineups. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball. That's what you'd have here. So, live here at PNC Park here in downtown Pittsburgh. Oh, check that. We're incorrect. We are at Crosley Field as these two matchups. Yes, ignore me. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. On the mound is Bradley Cooper, making his 21st start of the season. His record is 7-8, 5.02 earned run average. Leading off for the Pirates, Ozzie Smith, 286, a homer, 21 RBIs. He also has 38 stolen bases. Knocked down by the third baseman, picks it up, throws to first, not in time. It is an infield single for Ozzie Smith to lead off the ballgame here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's a replay. Almost came up with it cleanly. Diving attempt. By the time he got the ball over there to first, the speed of Ozzie beat it out. Next up, Monty Irvin, 349, 21 homers, 78 runs batted in on the season. We are in late July in this created franchise. Late on the fastball, strike one. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper is Rocket Raccoon in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Cut fastball in there, strike two. So the Avengers are 69-37. They have a 1-game lead in the National League West over the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jams him inside, change up. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the forkball to stay alive. So top of the first, ball game has just started between these two ball clubs. Checks the swing, looked like a strike, called the ball by the home plate umpire. Count as 1-2. And he pulls the changeup foul. Pops him up in foul territory. Tony Stark makes the catch for out number 1. Also known as Robert Downey Jr. Starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates, we have Ozzie Smith at short, Monty Irvin at left, Eddie Matthews at third, Dale Murphy's in right, the DH, Ian Happ. Michael Chavez is at first, Victor Robles in center, Joey Wendell at second, batting ninth and playing catcher, Zach Collins. So Eddie Matthews, 316, 21 homers, 70 runs batted in. Runner is going, throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base for Ozzie Smith. So now the Pittsburgh Pirates have a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first. And that's a line drive base hit. Batista picks it up, rounding third. The throw to the plate is not in time. It is an RBI single for Monty Irvin. No, not Monty Irvin. For Eddie Matthews. And the Pirates lead 1-0 here in the first. Hard line drive between first and second. Next up, Dale Murphy, the right fielder, hitting .250 on the season. Fastball strike. Deep drive. Back goes the Winter Soldier to the track, the wall, looking up. He makes the catch at the fence, just in front of the scoreboard for out number 2. Nice. Covered a lot of real estate out there in left field. So DH Ian Happ steps up to the plate. At home, he's hitting only a .145. Overall, .224, 10 homers, 24 runs batted in. And that's a high, deep drive down the right field line Out of play, strike one. Runner leads off first, 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Fouls it off, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Happ. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the side's retired. But an RBI single by Eddie Matthews puts the Pirates on the board. The end of a half an inning of play. It's Pittsburgh 1, the Avengers coming to bat. Outlander show, so many Giants fans are sad today, LOL. You'll have to fill me in. I haven't had a chance to really pay attention to the news. Let me know what's going on, Mr. Outlander. Zach Wheeler is on the mound. He's 5-4 with a 3.79 earned run average. Are you referring to the San Francisco Giants or the New York Football Giants? Leading off for the Avengers, Anthony Mackie hitting .315, 14 homers, 55 runs batted in. Switch hitter batting from the left side. And he fouls off the fastball for strike one. And that's slicing down the left field line. It will dunk in there and go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Anthony Mackie. Cut the check. The new Captain America leads off with a double. That's double number 25 on the season. Here's the replay. Over the head of the third baseman, Eddie Matthews, and down that left field line. So, runner in scoring position and nobody out for Tom Holland, who leads the National League in hitting with a .373 average, 14 homers, 64 runs batted in. Zach sets and deals. Fastball outside, check the swing, ball one. Pirates are only 1 game over 500 on the season. Ground ball to the third baseman, knocks it down, throws to first in time, 1 away. Not a productive out. He doesn't move the runner over. Starting lineup for the Hollywood Avengers. Anthony Mackie's at short, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr.'s at first. Catcher today is Mark Ruffalo. DH, Chris Evans. Chadwick Boseman's at third, Dave Bautista's in right, Sebastian Stan's in left, batting ninth, playing center field, Don Cheadle. The San Francisco Giants were kicked out of the playoffs last night by the LA Dodgers. I have not been following the real playoffs. Should be ashamed of myself. Swing and a miss, strike one. Robert Downey Jr. steps up to the plate, hitting .287 on the season. Still has Mackie at second in scoring position. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Pitch is high, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. I do know that they were, the 2 best teams in the National League, something like 107 wins to 106 wins. Tony Stark pulls it foul, strike 2, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tough situation to have 2 teams over 100 wins playing each other so early in the playoffs. And that looked like it was close enough to hit him, but he pulled his hands in and yanked it foul. Count remains 1-2 on Tony Stark. Runner leads off second, 1 away. High and tight. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Darryl Parker is the umpire calling balls and strikes. Zach Wheeler sets and delivers. Outside, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. Here comes the full count pitch. And he yanks it. It looks like it may dunk in there, and it will. It's going to dunk in there for at least a double, an RBI double for Iron Man. We love you, 3000 Tony. This ball game is tied at 1. That's Robert Downey Jr.'s 16th double of the season. Here's the replay. Turned on that ball and knocked it down that right field line into that corner. Next up, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. 337, 23 homers, 88 runs batted in. He represented the Avengers in the All-Star game at the catcher position this season. Not a lot of speed at second base. So, off the foot of the pitcher, careens to the catcher, throws to first in time, 2 away. Nice play by the catcher backing up. Score that play 1, 2, and 3. off the shin of the pitcher. And Zach Wheeler looks like he's not feeling so happy out there. Runner goes to third with 2 away. He says, no, I'm fine. I'm staying in. Next up is the first Avenger, Chris Evans. He's the designated hitter today. He's hitting .324 on the season. Runner at third. He'll need a hit to get that runner home from third base with 2 away. Fastball outside, ball 1. Got a question for you, says the Outlander Show. You're in the playoffs and a guy comes up to the bat that has kept the game alive. Fouls it back, 98 on the radar gun. Kept the game alive the last 2 games by heading home. Got a question for you. You're in the playoffs and a guy comes up to bat that has kept the game alive the last 2 by heading home. Yeah. Over the top of the changeup or the curveballs out in front, swinging a miss, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes on Steve Rogers. In the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tie score. Runner leads off third. Here's a pitch from Wheeler. I think that hit him. Yes, it did. So there'll be runners at first and third. So he's kept the game alive the last 2 games by heading home, hitting home runs. Do you pitch to him or do you walk him? I walk him. I absolutely walk him. If he's the guy that's been hot, you walk him. That sounds like a case study for intentional walk. Up next is Chadwick Boseman hitting .339. 13 homers, 52 runs batted in. He has runners at first and third and 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Pardon me. Bottom of the first. Pitches low, ball 1. Well, the Giants pitched to him and they suffered the consequences. They shouldn't have done that. And he pops it up the elevator shaft. The catcher behind home plate makes the catch to retire the side. But the MCU on the RBI double by Tony Stark tie this ball game at the end of 1. It's the Pirates 1, the Avengers 1. I happen to be, I'm a New York Yankees fan, but my secondary team is the San Francisco Giants, so I don't like the LA Dodgers at all. So, not that it doesn't hurt me greatly, but Michael Chavez steps up to the plate for the Pittsburgh Pirates here in the top of the second. He's been cold in his last 8 games. .218, 7 homers, 16 runs batted in. Fastball just misses, ball 1. I think if the New York Giants had never gone to San Francisco, I probably would have been a fan of the Giants baseball team. Because I'm a New York football Giants fan, so I probably, for solidarity reasons, would have been a Giants football fan and a Giants baseball fan. Fastball low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Not a Giants fan, but I like watching good games. I was yelling walk him at the top of at work. It was top of the 8th, and they did not do it, and they suffered the consequences. And that's a line drive by Chavez down the right field line. Oh, and he tumbles, and he's going to make it easily to second. That's a leadoff double for Michael Chavez here in the top of the 2nd inning. That's double number 8 for Chavez. Here's the replay as I drink a little juice. Lost his balance. That's Drax the Destroyer in right field. Next up for the Pirates, Victor Robles, the center fielder. .236, 8 homers, 33 runs batted in. He has a runner in scoring position. Takes fastball at the knees, strike 1. And that's a drive down the right field line again, and it is it foul? Is it fair? It is a fair ball, ground rule double, his 11th of the season, and if I'm not mistaken, that's probably also an RBI double and a 2-1 lead. And that, ladies and gentlemen, looked like a foul ball called a double. So it's 2-1. My goodness. Joey Wendell, 201, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. I think that might have been a bad call by the third base umpire. Fastball inside corner, strike 1. No replay in this created franchise, so we'll have to trust the umpires. Ground ball fielded by Tony, tosses to Bradley Cooper covering for out number 1. The runner at second moves to third. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield, Sebastian Stan, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. And in the infield from left to right, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., with Mark Ruffalo behind home plate. The Hollywood Avengers lead the National League in fielding percentage. So runner at third in less than 2 outs for Zach Collins, hitting a .179, 6 homers, 14 RBIs, but he does not need a hit to get that runner home. That third run across the plate. Fastball inside, ball 1. Fouls it off. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Zach Collins, despite the fact that he's below the Mendoza line, carries a 6-game hitting streak into this contest. Fouls it back. Count is 1-2. So Rocket Raccoon is looking for a strikeout. He's looking for a pop-up. Strike 3, inside corner, and he got what he wanted. It's 2 away. Collins doesn't like the call. Too bad. Have a seat. Too close to take. Too close to take. Got to swing, got to foul it off. Lineup turns over for the Pirates. Ozzie Smith had a single in his first at-bat and scored a run. And that's a deep drive. Late start. It might be, and it is. It's in there. It's another ground rule double. That's Ozzie Smith's 31st double of the season and a 2-out RBI double at that. And the Pirates now lead 3-1. Ugh. So still 2 away. Up steps Monty Irvin, who popped out in the first. It's 2 runs across the plate this half inning. Fouls it off. Strike 1. 3-1 Pirates here in the top of the second. Grounder to second, fielded by Spider-Man. Holland throws to first to retire the side, but they score twice. And at the end of an inning and a half of baseball, it's the Pirates 3, the Avengers 1. Leading off for the Avengers here in the bottom of the second is Dave Bautista. 321, 12 homers, 56 RBIs. Dave plays Drax, the Destroyer, in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Fastball inside, ball 1. And that's a deep drive to left center field, but it looks like it might be playable. And it is for Monty Irvin. He makes the catch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the outfield from left to right. You have Monty Irvin, Victor Robles, and Dale Murphy. In the infield, Eddie Matthews, Ozzie Smith, Joey Wendell, Michael Chavez, and Zach Collins behind home plate. Next up, the Winter Soldier, Sebastian Stan, hitting .276, 7 homers, 27 RBIs. Takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. I don't know if we should still be calling him the Winter Soldier or if he's just Bucky. In the dirt, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. I just think the Winter Soldier sounds cooler. Out in front of the slider, swinging a miss. Count is 1-2. Fouls off the slider. So first game of a 3-game set at home against the Pirates. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and there's 2 away. So the Avengers have a 1-game lead on the LA Dodgers here in late July. This is game number 107 out of 162. Next up, center fielder, switch hitter Don Cheadle, 292, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. And he yanks it. It's deep. It is foul. Foul ball, strike 1. Line drive, but couldn't keep it fair. Ball 1. Outside and low, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Don Cheadle plays James Rhodes in the MCU from the Thor. Check that. Hard ground ball fielded by Wendell at second, throws to first. In time, side retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Wheeler. And after 2 innings of baseball, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates 3, the Hollywood Avengers 1. This is Avengers Baseball. Pittsburgh, top of the third, Eddie Matthews has an RBI single today. Steps up for his second plate appearance. And that's a bouncer through the right side. It's a leadoff single, and Eddie is 2 for 2. Hits leaders for the Pirates. Monty Irvin, the left fielder, leads the team with 131. As you can see, Eddie Matthews is third on that list. Next up, Dale Murphy. Pops it upstairs behind home plate for strike one. Just gets a piece of the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Fouls it off. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Dale. Misses inside with the 2-seamer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's a deep drive to center. Back goes Don Cheadle. War Machine in front of the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 1. Red Sox versus Astros. Dodgers versus Braves. I don't really like the Atlanta Braves. I don't like the LA Dodgers. I don't like the Boston Red Sox. I don't like the Houston Astros. So it really puts me in a conundrum. It's hard to follow. Ian Happ struck out in his first at-bat. I don't like any of them. Who do I like the most out of those 4 teams? I'd have to say the Atlanta Braves. Swing and a miss. Ian Happ is quickly down 0-2. Who do I like? I like the Hollywood Avengers. And he fouls it off. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Happ. Runner at first, 1 away. Here in the top of the third, 3-1 lead for Pittsburgh. And he fouls it back. Strike 3 called. Inside corner, 2 away. Third strikeout of the game for Cooper for Rocket Raccoon. So Michael Chavez had a ground rule double in his first at-bat. Scored a run. Fastball in there, strike 1. Jams him into short right center field. Back there is Tom Holland. Spider-Man makes the catch to retire the side. So, 2.5. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh. This is Avengers Baseball. For those of you that are following my live streams, later on this evening, I will probably be doing a Mass Effect Legendary Edition live stream. Stay tuned for that. Anthony Mackie leads off here in the bottom of the third. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. Mackie had a hit in his first at-bat. And that's a line drive over the head of the second baseman. Dunks in there for a leadoff single, and Mackie is 2 for 2. Cut the check. Here's the replay. In on his hands and just yanks it into short right field. So next up is the hitting leader, Tom Holland, who's 0 for 1. He's hitting .372. Yes, indeed, it's time for some renegade carrying, Mr. Outlander. She returns to your television screen, to your phone, to your laptop. Count is 1-0 to Holland. He's going, pitches outside. Throw down is not in time. It's a stolen base for the new Captain America. Cut the check. It's a 2-0 count for Spider-Man at the plate. Runner in scoring position. Here comes a pitch from Zach Wheeler. 3 balls, no strike count. Will he swing on 3-0? No, he will not. I don't swing on 3-0. I take a pitch. I don't care if it's right down the middle. Outside corner. Hitters count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now my hands go back on the controller. Runner leads off second. 3-1 lead for Pittsburgh. Just gets a piece of that fastball. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner leads off second. 2-run lead for Pittsburgh. Tying run at the plate. It's only the bottom of the third. Skies it to right. Playable for Dale Murphy. Makes the catch. Tagging at second and going to third. is Mackey. He makes it. Sam Wilson makes it to third with one away. A lot of speed. Next up, Robert Downey Jr., a RBI double in his first at-bat. He has a runner in scoring position in less than 2 outs. He can make this a one-run game with a deep fly ball. Pops it upstairs behind home plate. Strike one. In his last 9 games, Robert Downey Jr. has 8 runs batted in. Change-up outside, count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Tony Stark. Over the top, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Couldn't put the bat on that change-up. Down low. Here comes a pitch from Wheeler. Down and in. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runner leads off third. 3-1 Pittsburgh here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that's a line drive. It'll hang up there for what looks like will be a sacrifice fly. Dale Murphy's strong arm made that closer than it needed to be, but it's still nonetheless a sacrifice fly for Tony Stark, and the ball game is now 3-2 Pittsburgh. Oh my God, LOL, my 3-year-old son yelled out the window to a lady, "You're a cutie." Well, he's the young man after my own heart. I love his spirit and his aggressiveness. Make sure he always asks for consent. Consent, young man. Up next is the Incredible Hulk, leading the ball club in RBIs with 88. And he fouls it off. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So bases empty, 2 down. 3-2 lead for Pittsburgh here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Incredible Hulk is at the plate. And that's a line drive headed towards the gap. And he will make a running catch. Nice play by Dale Murphy to retire the side. So they score a run on the RBI sacrifice fly, and at the end of 3, it's Pittsburgh 3, the Hollywood Avengers 2. So we go to the top of the 4th. Victor Robles has an RBI double today. He is 1 for 1, second plate appearance. Tries to bunt this way on, and he pops it up to the mound. Rocket Raccoon makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Joey.
Joey Wendell steps up to the plate. He grounded out in the 2nd inning. And he pulls it high and deep, but curling out of play for strike 1. Deep drive towards right center field. Racing over is Don Cheadle. War Machine makes the catch 2 away. 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning for Bradley Cooper. Zach Collins struck out in the 2nd. He is 0 for 1. Bases loaded. Bases loaded, listen to me. Bases empty. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Bases empty, 2 away. Bases loaded. Misses outside with the changeup. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball up the middle. Fielded by Mackey. Throws to first. Cut that check. Side is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rocket Raccoon. After 3.5, it's Pittsburgh 3, the Avengers 2. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Steve Rogers, who was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. No official at bat. Comes pitch from Zach Wheeler. And that's a deep drive the other way. Will he catch up to it? Yes, he will. Monty Urban runs it down, covers a lot of territory out there in left center field for out number 1. Looked like he might have had a chance to get into the gap, but nice defense out there in the outfield by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Up next, Chadwick Boseman fouls it back, strike 1. Chadwick is no longer with us. We lost him to colon cancer in real life in 2020. May he rest in peace. Out in front of the slider, swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes on Black Panther. Curveball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Couldn't hit that. 12-6. Strikeout number 2 for Wheeler. Nasty pitch. Terrible angle. Would love to have seen it over the shoulder. There we go. That's a better angle. So, up next, Dave Bautista, 0 for 1, 2 outs, bases empty. And he skies it to center. Playable. Robles makes the catch to retire at the side. It's a quick inning for Zach Wheeler. The end of 4 innings of baseball here at Crosley Field. It's a 3-2 lead for the Pirates. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Ozzie Smith. Ozzie's 2 for 2 today. He's got a single, double, and RBI. Ozzie is smoking. Ozzie was not known for his hitting prowess as a major leaguer in the 1980s. He was a defensive guru at shortstop. First pitch is in there for a strike. Grounder to second, fielded by Tom Holland, throws to first, and finally he is retired today for the first out.
Now back, left fielder, Monte.
Next up, Monty Irvino, who is 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch from Rocket. And it is a lazy pop-up to shallow center. There is James Rhodes, out number 2.
The batter, the third baseman, Eddie.
So 2 down, bases empty. Up steps Eddie Matthews. Eddie is 2 for 2 with an RBI single today. Fastball looked like a strike, called a ball. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Eddie Matthews is one of those old-time Hall of Famers. Third baseman from like the 50s or 60s or something. I don't know very much about Eddie Matthews. Pitches inside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, I know the name, I recognize the name, but I don't know his history, I don't know his teams. Count is 2-1. Pretty good with most of the legendary players, but Eddie Matthews is just familiar to me as far as the name, but I don't really know what team he was on or when he played. Just gets a piece of the forkball. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Top of the 5th, 3-2 lead for Pittsburgh. Here comes the pitch from Bradley. Oh, and he pulls it deep, but foul. And we'll do it again. The Avengers have 69 wins. And that's a ground ball up the middle. It's a 2-out single for Eddie Matthews, and he has 3 hits today. He's 3 for 3. The Avengers have 69 wins, 69 and 37. That puts them in first place in the National League West. When you create a franchise, you have to take the place of a team. So the Hollywood Avengers took the place of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. Up next is Dale Murphy, 0 for 2. And he skies it to right. Bautista is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 4.5. It is the Pirates 3, the Avengers 2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Up steps Bucky Barnes. Sebastian is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Number 16.
Late on the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. And he pulls it down the third baseline, deep in the hole. Jump throw from foul territory. In time, gorgeous play by Eddie Matthews. That is a Sports Center play, ladies and gentlemen. Show us the replay. I'm not a hater. It was against me, but it still deserves a replay. Wow, they're not going to show a replay. The guys in the truck should be ashamed of themselves. Up next, Don Cheadle. Don is 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Chase the pitch out of the zone. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Fouls off the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle plays James Rhodes in the MCU. Inside, checks his swing. Count is 1-2. This is Avengers Baseball. Outside, 2-2. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you don't like baseball, not a big deal. There are plenty of other playlists to choose from. And he's out in front of the breaking ball and pulls it foul. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just go to my YouTube channel page and just scroll down, and you'll notice several playlists, all different varieties of games. Late on the fastball, skies it to left. Irvin barely has to move. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 9.
2 down. Up steps Anthony Mackie. Sam Wilson in the MCU. He's 2 for 2 today with a stolen base and an RBI. Pitch out. Pitch out. What am I talking about? Pitch is way outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Late on the slider. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Low, 2-1. Eddie Matthews played 17 seasons with Boston, Milwaukee, Atlanta. I can always count on you, Mr. Outlander. Thank you, sir. Eddie Matthews played 17 seasons. He is a legendary player. Boston, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Astros, and Tigers.
No, that's a ball.
Ball 4. And it's a 2-out walk, and he finds first base yet again today. He has 2 hits, a walk, an RBI, a stolen base. He is the tying run at first now with 2 outs. Up next, Tom Holland, 0 for 2. Big lead at first, throw to first to keep him close. He already has a stolen base today. It's a threat to steal again, obviously. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the MCU, Peter Parker. And it's a hard ground ball to Wheeler at second. And he throws to first in time, side retired. So no runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left on. At the end of 5 innings of play, it's an official ball game here at Crosley Field. Pittsburgh Pirates lead 3-2. So we go to the top of the 6th. Ian Happ is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. And that is a bouncer up the middle, ground ball with eyes. A leadoff single for Happ. He's now 1 for 3. I think it's time to get some pitchers up in the bullpen. We go to the manager's office and the bullpen. And we're going to get Sam Jackson warm and Ed Norton warm. Just in case. Up next is Michael Chavez, the first baseman. And that's a deep drive, but right there is War Machine for out number 1. He hit it right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. Can't hit it harder than that. Victor Robles, 1 for 2. He has an RBI double today. Runner at first, 1 down here in the 6th. And he skies it to center, shallow. Long run for War Machine. Cheadle makes the catch 2 away. Busy inning for the center fielder.
Now batting, the second baseman, Joey.
Next up, Joey Wendell, 0 for 2. He's batting 199 on the season. Fastball in there. Cut fastball, strike 1. Runner leads off first. 2 down. He's going. No throw. So now there's a runner in scoring position for Wendell. That's Ian Happ's 4th steal. They kind of took the pitcher by surprise. And the ball from Wendell is skied the other way to left. Sebastian makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 5 1/2. It is still a 1-run lead for the Pirates, 3-2. Leading off here in the bottom of the 6th, Robert Downey Jr. Tony has an RBI double today. Checks the swing, pitches low, ball 1. And he grounds it foul. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. I think I'd like to go to the bullpen and send somebody out. Low, 2-1. So manager's office, bullpen. So I've got a lefty. Ozzie Smith is a switch hitter, and Irvin. So you know what? I'm going to send Ed Norton out to the mound. Schedule to send Ed Norton to pitch the top of the 7th. 2-1 count to Tony Stark. Outside, hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Mark Ruffalo. Mark leads the team in RBIs. And he swings at the pitch, the 3-1 pitch, and skies it to right. Routine play for Murphy, makes the catch, and there's one out. So Mark is 0 for 2. Chases a slider out of the zone, strike one. And that's a smash to center, but playable for Victor Robles. And there's two-way, hit it right on the nose, but stayed in the ballpark. So Steve Rogers steps up to the plate. 0 for 1 officially. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Fouls off the slider, strike one. Pittsburgh leads 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did, according to third base umpire. I thought he broke his wrists. Nevertheless, the count is even at 1-1. Outside 2-1.
Count is 2-1.
Deep drive to center, but playable. Robles makes the catch to retire the side. So 6 innings of baseball. Still a 3-2 lead for Pittsburgh. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. I want Ed Norton to come in and pitch the top of the 7th. His record is 1-2 with a 4.22 earned run average in 49 innings pitched. He will face Zach Collins, who is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there, strike one. Ed Norton played the Incredible Hulk first in the MCU back in 2009 in that Solo movie. Sinking fastball inside, count as 1-1. Then after that, for reasons unknown, they switched to Mark Ruffalo, and it's been Mark Ruffalo ever since. And that's a line drive, base hit. Leadoff single for Zach Collins. He's got that average up over 200 again, I would assume. Next up, Ozzie Smith is 2 for 3, a single, a double, and an RBI. And he slices it the other way. Long run for Sebastian. The Winter Soldier makes the catch, 1 away. No advance. Next up, Monty Irvin, the left fielder. 0 for 3. Fastball outside corner, triple digits on the radar guns, 100 miles an hour. Strike one. Looked high, called a strike, counts quickly, no balls, and 2 strikes on Monty. Line drive over the head of the third baseman and into left. He makes a big turn at second, but he will hold. They'll go station to station. It's first and second with 1 out. Hard line drive over the head of Black Panther. So next up is Eddie Matthews. He's 3 for 3 today. He has 3 singles and an RBI. And we're going to the bullpen. Manager, bullpen. We're going to Samuel L. Jackson. We're putting him in the game. Sam Jackson plays Nick Fury in the MCU. He's 4 and 6 with a 3.78 earned run average. Big spot in the game. It's a 3-2 lead for Pittsburgh. They have runners at first and second and 1 out. And he pulls it foul, strike one. Curveball in there, strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Misses inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I so wish I could have put the eye patch on him, but the creative player doesn't let you do eye patches, not surprising. Fouls off the cut fastball. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, it's runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Pittsburgh already has a 1-run lead, and they're pushing for more. Screwball outside, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matthews is 3 for 3. And he slices the fastball to left. Playable. Winter Soldier makes the catch 2 away. Eddie Matthews has been retired.
The right fielder.
Next up is the right-hander Dale Murphy, who's 0 for 3 today. It's a good matchup for the Pirates. And it comes through. It looks like it's going to be a double in the gap, and it will roll into the corner. He misplays it in the outfield. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. I think a 3rd run is coming home to score, and it will. It is a 5-2 lead. Check that, 2-run score. It is a 5-2 lead on the 21st double of the season by Dale Murphy with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And the Pirates now lead 5-2. Mishandled the ball in center field, and that led to the 2nd run scoring. So it's a 3-run lead for Pittsburgh. Ian Happ turns around, a switch hitter, and bats from the right side against the lefty. Screwball in there, strike 1. Ian's 1 for 3, but those 3 bats were from the left side of the infield. Left side of the plate, pardon me. Knuckler floats in there, 2 quick strikes on Happ. Swing and a miss, he struck him out, but too little too late. A 2-out, 2-run double gives the Pittsburgh Pirates a 5-2 lead. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman. Sorry for yelling in your ear, Chadwick Boseman. Fastball outside, ball 1. All right, hold on a second. We're going to the manager's office and the bullpen. 2 right-handers and a left-hander. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to warm up Paul Rudd, and we're going to schedule Paul Rudd to come into the game. Paul Rudd plays Ant-Man. Count is 1-0. Fastball inside off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to T'Challa, Black Panther. Pittsburgh leads 5-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's a line drive to center. Will it dunk in there? No, it will not. It will hang up there for the 1st out. Next up, Dave Bautista, who's 0 for 2 today. Zach is pitching a great game. Slider in there, strike 1. This is a lineup that can score runs. This is the bottom of the 7th. He's given up 2.
1-1.
Checks his swing. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. They don't hit homers, but they score runs. And it flies it to right field. Dale Murphy waits for it, makes the catch, and there are 2 out.
Now batter.
2 down up steps Sebastian Stan, who is 0 for 2. Fastball outside, ball 1. 2 right-hander and a left-hander are warming in the Pirates bullpen. That's Eric Gagne and Jake Dykman. 1 ball, no strikes to Bucky Barnes. A little late on the fastball, swing and a miss. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And he slices it to right. Murphy retires the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Wheeler. 7 innings, 2 runs. The end of 7. It is 5-2 Pittsburgh. This is Avengers baseball. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do.
Your attention, please.
In relief comes Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. He's 1-0 with a 4.11 earned run average. Pitched in 31 games out of the bullpen. Leading off is Michael Chavez, who's 1 for 3.
The first baseman, number 23.
Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Changeup floats inside. Called a strike. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mr. Chavez. There's 1 away. Let's look at the location on this. The previous pitch was inside corner. This is outside corner. Too close to take. Next up, Victor Robles, who's an RBI double today. He's 1 for 3. Pulls it foul for strike 1. So the MCU is down by 3 in this first game of a 3-game set between these 2 ball clubs. Fastball in there, strike 2. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Robles. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 strikeouts in a row for Ant-Man. Coming out of the bullpen in the 8th. Here's another one. Another pitch. Replay. Inside corner. Would have been a strike. Couldn't catch up to it. So next up is Joey Wendell, who's 0 for 3. At the knees, strike 1. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Again, 2 quick strikes on the hitter. Deep drive, but curling foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Curveball is low. Attendance 27,841 here at Crosley Fields. Now that doesn't sound like a sellout, but this is a minor league ballpark, so that actually is a sellout. Slicing foul. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Wendell. Nubs it at the mound. Ruffalo jumps out of his crouch, makes the throw in time. Side retired. Easy inning for Paul Rudd. However, we go to the bottom of the 8th, and the Hollywood Avengers trail by 3. It's 5-2, Pirates.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Taking over is Jose Leclerc, making his 30th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-3. He has an ERA of 4.94. And he will face Don Cheadle, who is 0 for 2.
your center fielder, number 10.
Fastball low, ball 1. They need base runners. 5-2, Pittsburgh here in the 8th. Ground ball up the first base line, fielded nicely by Chavez. Steps on the bag himself, this one away. The line for Zach Wheeler, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk and 2 strikeouts. 7 innings and 3 hits. He's in line for the victory. Next up, Anthony Mackie, who's 2 for 2. He has a walk, he has a stolen base. He's had a good game. Out in front, swing and a miss, strike 1. Fouls off the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mackey. If you don't know he's the new Captain America, you seriously need to watch some Disney Plus TV shows. Shallow fly to center. Robles makes the catch 2 away. Sam Wilson, Captain Wilson. Next up, Tom Holland. Tom Holland is hitting in the 370s. It's bizarre to see him hitless this late into a game, but he is 0 for 3. Fastball high, ball 1. That's how you know the offense is not clicking, when Tom Holland is 0 for 3. Up the middle, speared by Leclerc, throws to first in time, and Spider-Man is 0 for 4. The side is retired. So we're going to go to the top of the 9th. It's a 3-run lead. Pittsburgh leads 5-2. Ooh. Leading off the top of the 9th is Zach Collins. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Paul Rudd is out there for a 2nd inning of work. First pitch, grounds it to first. Tony takes it himself, 1 away. Ozzie Smith is 2 for 4. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the MCU needs 3 runs to tie. They have the heart of the order up. Fastball in there, strike 1. So slicing out of play. Count is 0-2 on Ozzie Smith. Ozzie won a World Series in 1985 as a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ground ball through the right side. It is a 1-out single for Ozzie. Hit off of Paul Rudd. Here's the replay. Pulls it through the first and second base hole. Next up, Monty Irvin, 1 for 4 with a single. And he's late on the fastball, slices out of play for strike 1. Outside corner, strike 2. Wide strike zone. And it was a hit and run, swing and a miss, fouls it back. Swings and fouls it back, pardon me. Deep drive. Back goes Sebastian off the wall. Makes the turn at third and heads home. The throw is in center field. It's an RBI double by Monte Irvin, and they now lead by 4. Pittsburgh has a 6-2 lead on the 28th double of the season from Irvin. No chance for him to make the catch off the wall, but he should have thrown it to the cutoff man and not to second base. Next up, Eddie Matthews, 3 for 4. Runner in scoring position with 1 out. And that's a deep drive. Racing over into the left center field gap is... he does not make the catch. He hops to the wall, backing up. He makes the turn at third. He heads home. It's another RBI double, and Pittsburgh now leads 7-2 here in the top of the 9th. Matthews' 4th hit of the game, his 24th double of the season. It was in that left center field gap. Charging was Cheadle, could not make the catch. I think he should have gave up the body, but... Manager, bullpen. Let's warm up Stanley and Paul Benton. And let's send the pitching coach out to the mound to calm him down a little bit. So Paul Rudd had an awesome 8th inning, but so far a terrible 9th inning. Dale Murphy's had a 2-run double in today's game. Swing and a miss, the fastball, strike 1. Doesn't look good for the Avengers in this ball game.
Nope, that's a ball.
2 balls, 1 strike. That's a line drive. There is the Winter Soldier, makes the catch 2 away. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the left fielder. Next up, Ian Happ, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty. He's set a single in the 6th. He's 1 for 4. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Late on the fastball, strike 1. I think this is Paul Rudd's last batter, regardless of what happens.
Ball, that's inside.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. High. Hitters count 3-1. Rudd has completely lost his groove. Swing and a miss. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. Top of the 9th. It's now a 5-run lead for the Pirates. 7-2. Grounder to short. Fielded by Mackey to retire the side. But they score like what, 4 more times? We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Avengers. They need 5 runs to tie. Can they do it? Can they do it, ladies and gentlemen? Can the Avengers avenge?
Your attention, please.
We face Scott Barlow, who's 3-2 with a 5.34 earned run average. They send in the junk out to the mound. Robert Downey Jr. 1 for 2 with a 2-run double. The manager is going to warm up Jeremy Renner. I'm going to sit down Stan Lee. I'm going to warm up Jeremy Renner just in case they tie or go lead this ball game. Chances are it's not happening, but we'll see what happens. Swings it to first pitch, grounds a weak grounder to second. Wendell throws to first in time, and there is 1 out here in the 9th. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, who's 0 for 3. Team has not been playing well since the All-Star break. Inside, ball 1. Right-hander Hunter Wood and lefty Jake Dykman warming, getting loose in the bullpen for the Pirates. And he pops it up, shallow right field. And there are 2 away, and the Avengers are down to their final out of the game. Two down, representing that final out, is Chris Evans, who's officially 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in this ball. High and outside, ball 1. So there's 2 outs in the 9th. Can they have a miracle comeback? Let's see.
Nope.
High, 2 balls and no strikes. I'm not giving up, ladies and gentlemen. I am not giving up. You might think I'm dialing it in. I'm not dialing it in. 2 balls, 1 strike on Chris Evans. Low, 3-1. You understand, Chris Evans can do this all day. So can I. So let's see what happens. Hits a fly ball to center field, and this should do it. There is Robles to make the catch, retiring the side. Ball game over. Pirates win 7-2. So the Pirates take this first game of the 3-game set. The Avengers are now 69-38, and depending on what the LA Dodgers do today, they may be in a first-place tie in the National League West. The winning pitcher is Zach Wheeler. And here is the scorecard for today's game. Pittsburgh, 7 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Hollywood Avengers, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. An embarrassment, if I may say so myself. Bradley Cooper gets the loss. He's 7-9. Zach Wheeler gets the win. Ozzie Smith, 3 for 5 as a player of the game. And this has been a broadcast of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. This was a travesty of justice. I wish I could have played better. But you know what? When you play 162 games, sometimes you're going to lose. Just what it is. IFT Nation, hello. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, the stream has now come to an end. The game is now over. You missed the Hollywood Avengers lose 7-2. Losing pitcher was Rocket Raccoon. The winning pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates was Zach Wheeler. The Avengers have lost 7-2. Hope you have yourself a great day. I will be back later on tonight for a little bit of Mass Effect Legendary Edition live stream. I hope to see you then, IFT Nation. Have yourself an absolute great day. Also, big thanks to the Outlander Show for all the comments and the laughs. So again, the final, Pittsburgh Pirates win 7-2. Take care.